What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports, and the Flyers have made their second signing of the free agency market after signing Keith Yandel a couple of days ago. Now it's official because the free agent market opens today. The Flyers have signed their backup goaltender and former San Jose Shark in Martin Jones. And his contract, he signs for a year at $2 million. And right off the bat, definitely not my top choice. But if I'm trying to look at the details, still not the biggest fan of Martin Jones because he's definitely a shell of his former self. But I really do believe that salary and what goaltenders are getting on the market right now definitely had to play a factor into this signing. Because you're looking around the league, yeah, maybe the cheaper option, Yaroslav Halak, he did sign with Vancouver at $1.5 million. But if you look at everywhere out around the NHL, Bernier could have been a good option for the Flyers. It looks like he's signing with the Devils for around $4 million in annual salary for 2 years. Other options, too. You got Reimer. He signed with San Jose. Got more than what Jones got. And there was also another option, possibly, in Braden Holtby. But he also got the same exact contract as Martin Jones with the Dallas Stars. So if we look at Jones's stats for the past couple of years, so from this past shortened season, the 19-20 season, and the 18-19 season, hasn't been the best number-wise. This past season, he was 15-3-0, well, 15-3-4, with an .896 save percentage and a .328 goals against. Not the best. The previous season, 19-20, he had a 17-21-2 record with a 3 goals against and an .896 save percentage. And in 18-19, he was 36-19-5, 294 goals against, .896 save percentage. So his save percentage the past 3 seasons has been that .896 and hasn't been above 900 since the 2017-2018 season, where he was 30-22-6 with a 255 goals against and a .915 save percentage. So yeah, Martin Jones, so far, the past couple of seasons has definitely been a shell of his former self. And I'm also I have Twitter as another tab opened. So it's just, I'm trying to see if the Flyers don't make another signing right here yet. It's also just confirmed that Bernier is getting that 2-year deal with the Devils at an annual salary of $4.125. So yes, that's definitely something that's off the Flyers market. And also a guy like Ronta, he signed with Carolina, so I think he's getting a little over $2 million as well. And then also Frederik Andersen, he also signed with Carolina. He's getting, I think, around $4 million annually as well. So I really do think that a lot of the goaltenders on the market, the salary wanted was just too much for the Flyers to offer, because you also got to handle. They still possibly have to sign another depth forward for the bottom 6. They still have to re-sign guys like Travis Sanheim and Carter Hart. And right now it's looking like the Flyers' salary cap after this signing of Martin Jones is going to be around the high 8s, like an $8.8 million range in cap. So they might have some wiggle room to work with. If it looks like for Sanheim, he had the bridge deal 2 years at $3 million. I think annually he'll probably get around maybe the same deal, or maybe just like $1 million more on his contract. And for Carter Hart, probably more of the bridge deal way. 2 year, $3 million, probably the same range. So I'm really not expecting much from these two contracts. And maybe Chuck Fletcher will have some wiggle room to go out and sign a depth forward for the bottom 6. So there's still some wiggle room, but I'm not the biggest fan of this signing just because of Martin Jones's numbers. But it's just that it's the numbers that really bother me. But hopefully with maybe some of Jones's connections here in Philadelphia, because remember, he used to be a member of the Los Angeles Kings when they won a Stanley Cup back in 2014. He was the backup for Jonathan Quick. And the Flyers goaltending coach right now, Kim Dillabaugh, he was the Kings goaltending coach at the time as well. And Martin Jones had a really good season under him. And also Dean Lombardi is part of the Flyers front office. And Dean Lombardi was the general manager of the Los Angeles Kings when they won their Stanley Cups. So I feel like maybe those two guys had influence on Jones coming here as well, because he had some of his best numbers when he was with those guys with the Kings. So maybe that had some influence. The salary definitely had to have influence as well, because Jones, at the looks of it right now, he's one of the cheaper guys on the market, along with Halak and Holtby. So it's probably the best thing the Flyers could have done. It's not the best signing in the world. This is probably going to go down in the offseason. Maybe not one of the best moves from Chuck Fletcher, but you had to work under the salary cap. This is probably your best option because of majority of the goaltenders getting on like their salary right now. So Jones with that $2 million for 1 year probably isn't the worst thing in the world, but you really have to hopefully, I would say, expect him to bounce back, or just have praise that he can bounce back from his past 3 down seasons, because then you also have Brian Elliott going to the Tampa Bay Lightning for $900K for a year. So good luck to Moose there. And I know some people were saying that, oh, why didn't the Flyers just re-sign Moose? He was cheap. Right now, Brian Elliott, he's on the wrong side of 30, in his mid to late 30s. His body is not the same as it once was. You can't rely on Brian Elliott for long periods of time if Carter Hart has a confidence issue or if he goes down with an injury, because if you start using Brian Elliott for a long stretch of games, he's not going to be good. His body's going to wear out. He's not going to have the same type of play that he had if you use him for just a stretch of 1 or 2 games. So I could understand that point not bringing back Elliott, because just his play definitely, there is a drop-off in his play too. Not saying Elliott is a bad goaltender, it's just age is coming to a factor with his play. But yeah, Martin Jones definitely isn't the best option either, but you really have to hope that he bounces back. And also, I think this signing definitely can signify that Carter Hart, or that Chuck Fletcher is really expecting Carter Hart to bounce back next year. Even though I have no concern about Carter Hart whatsoever, I do expect him to bounce back too, especially with the way Chuck Fletcher has shaped the team defensively. But it's just that when you look at that schedule, you look at the second half of it after the Olympic break, there's a lot of back-to-backs. There's a lot of stretches of games in a certain amount of days. Martin Jones is definitely going to be utilized a little bit, especially in that second half of the schedule. So I guess at this point, we're just going to have to wait and see as I continue to refresh Twitter just to see if there is anything else. But who knows? Who knows what happens? There could be another signing today, so you never know. That's why I keep refreshing Twitter. But let's see what Chuck Fletcher has else in the tank in terms of signings, or we can see if he re-signs Travis Sanheim and Carter Hart very soon, which I do expect those contracts to happen very soon. So we'll have to wait and see there. So what are your guys' thoughts on this signing of Martin Jones? What are your thoughts on just everything? Do you like the signing? Do you hate the signing? Do you think the Flyers should have gone in a different direction? Or do you think this is more just based on the salary, on why the Flyers had to make this move? So I want to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below, so don't forget to leave those down there. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. Don't forget to check out the Panda Lines, which I am a part of. Their links are down in the description below. Also, don't forget to check out the links to Rhodes Media, the Flyer.pod merch website, and also Flyers Nitty Gritty. All that stuff is down in the description below. And also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, everyone. And I will see you next time.